Yo, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going over the awesome new Conductor class mod, my first thoughts on it, and my first build I put together using this class mod. Like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see us hit our goal of 20,000 subscribers by the end of April. This channel has had so much support from everyone here, and if you want to see us continue growing, then subscribe to the channel as well. So Zane's newest class mod, the Conductor, is very awesome in my opinion. There's going to be some really interesting things, honestly, you can do with it popping up soon. Adding a bonus element is no joke in this game. So let's hop straight into the game and break down my first build with it, Calm Cool Conductor. This is a build a lot of people kind of figured putting together. Sentinel Cryo and then bonus shock damage from the class mod covers nearly all of our bases. One thing I have to say is I think this might actually be the best class mod for the redistributor. For those of you who don't know, the redistributor gets extra chains when you add bonus elements. You can almost use an unanointed one and you'll be fine because of the bonus element from this class mod. So let's hop straight into the game and break all this down. So the Conductor is a very cool class mod. I'm just going to break down exactly how it works real quick since this just came out. Basically, Zane gains up to 25% bonus shock damage based on his remaining action skill duration. The more duration remaining, the greater the bonus. This affects stacks. All that really means is if you have 2 action skills out, you will get up to 50% bonus shock damage, and it's 25 per action skill. So one obvious interaction is to play this with Calm, Cool, and Collected, and it works really well for mobbing. Now let's go over the class mod real quick and let you guys know what to look for when you are wanting to find these class mods. Basically, any class mod without points in Adrenaline, I think, is a good Conductor class mod. Good Misfortune is actually really good with Calm, Cool, and Collected. Sometimes if your shield isn't full, you won't refresh your action skills. So getting a couple kills to kind of boost your time a little bit is really powerful. And then on top of that, I do have to give a shout out to Borrowed Time. I have this one with 4 in Borrowed Time. And when I activate my action skills, they seem like they just last forever. So Borrowed Time is very good. And Good Misfortune is very good. On the other hand, if you find one with like 5 in Adrenaline, I think that has some potential. I can't actually say if it'll actually be good. I am going to definitely mess around with it in a kill skill build, like farming for one with just a ton of points into Adrenaline. But yeah, so that's what I think on the top skills. For the bottom rolls, you always just want weapon-specific bonuses. So this one has 4 in Borrowed Time and 32% splash damage. And that is pretty much good for me. So now let's just break down my favorite loadout for mobbing, and then I'm going to tell you guys a couple bossing weapons, and we're just going to go through my inventory because there was a bunch of weapons I was playing with actually that were doing some pretty cool things. But this is my preferred loadout for mobbing. So obviously we have the redistributor. I was just talking about bonus elements and how this class mod is very good for this weapon. And it is. That's all we're going to say about it because this weapon is so proven and it's great. And then next, my second favorite mobbing weapon. Actually, this might be my first favorite mobbing weapon just because it's so fun and you can do randomly insane things with this. And this is the recursion. Now, the recursion, when you apply bonus elements to it, that's how you get it to go kind of crazy. And that's what we're doing. We have Sentinel Cryo and we have Shock from our class mod. And this thing wrecks. You can get some super crazy kills with this. You can insta-kill Wotan sometimes. You can insta-kill the Krakens pretty easily and the Valkyries. And this is just like a wild card. Next, I actually like to use the hyper focus. The hyper focus in this build is super strong in my opinion. It is just a very consistent weapon. For mobbing on single targets, it is a very strong weapon. It freezes very easily. Sometimes for some of the tankier enemies like the badass commandos and the badass war dogs, I will freeze them with the hyper focus and then I swap to my King's Call to quickly put them down. And that is the last weapon we like, is the King's Call. This is a very strong weapon with this class mod because of the bonus elements. You can actually get a Snowdrift and you can get some boss kills with this weapon. But otherwise, we actually use the hyper focus for a lot of bossing. I'm going to play some clips of Grave Ward and Traunt just getting killed by a hyperfocus, and it's pretty straightforward. Otherwise, for bossing, you do just want the normal suspects. You want Cutsmans for Wotan. You want Lobs for enemies that the Lob is good against. I'll even play a clip of a Lob boss kill because it does come in handy in certain situations. All the usual suspects of weapons are good. The Hellfire is good. The Krakatoa is good on this build. What's really great about the Conductor class mod is you can use fire weapons with Sentinel Cryo, and you get that shock bonus. So we really are just hitting, like, adding bonus elements is really strong in my opinion. And that's what's cool is there is actually a variety of guns you can use. When it comes to what's the best for stuff like the takedown, I do suggest my main for Loadout. But let me just give you guys some suggestions of other weapons to try. So we have the Seventh Sense from the new DLC. The Love Drill is very fun. The King's Call is very fun. We've got the Boomsicle is a very powerful weapon still. The Carrier, the Anarchy Shotguns, Conference Calls. We've got Skull Mashers. The level 53 Wedding Invitation is still extremely powerful. And just so you guys know, this gets a bonus explosion when you crit with it and have a bonus element. So this does triple explosions with Sentinel Cryo and bonus shock from our class mod. The Krakatoa is very powerful. And those are just some quick weapons. Those are some powerful weapons in this game. Like, you guys know what these strong weapons are for the most part. And all those weapons work well in this build. And yeah. Now, when it comes to the artifact, I still suggest just wearing an Icebreaker. The thing is, with our chaining weapons, we are using Sentinel Cryo. So giving it that extra cryo efficiency basically helps us get freezes off very easily. And it's just very nice for mobbing. But the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge from the new DLC does insane amounts of damage. I suggest using this for bossing. If you saw some of the clips where I was using the Hyperfocus to kill Grave Ward and to kill Trunt and stuff, the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge is basically just super cool in those situations because we're not necessarily going for the slide kill. Otherwise, you still can do slide kills with a Snowdrift. You can do a lot of damage with actually a Snowdrift and a King's Call. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the gear. Let's go over the skill trees. Now, for the skill trees, we are running a Calm, Cool, and Collected skill tree. Basically, we have 5 into Ready for Action, 5 into Rise to the Occasion, 5 into Brain Freeze. And these are the good skills in the skill tree. Some of these are weird, like Futility Belt you actually want to avoid. Just because how this skill ends up working, it's not actually really favorable for you all the time. I'm not exactly sure. There's just some buggy things with this skill. But anyways, I actually didn't put a point into refreshments. You can if you want, but usually we are getting good kills with this build while mobbing. And for bossing, you can't use this skill anyway. I just wanted to spend the minimal amount of points into this tree, to be honest with you guys. And yeah. So next, let's go over to the Hitman tree. We basically just wanted to get to Death Follows Close. The kill skill tree is very good, and we do want Salvation. That's very important for mobbing and consistency in this build. And Death Follows Close is kind of the mini capstone of this tree. So just copy the points here. You do notice I have 1 point into Cold Bore, and this is because there are some tricky things you can do with other elemental anointed weapons. This will not give you a bonus projectile if you're using Sentinel Cryo. So if you have weapons with like the next 2 megs radiation and you use Cold Bore and the new class mod, that's actually 3 bonus projectiles. So there's some cool things you can do with this skill, and I just put 1 point into it. And besides that, we spent the rest of the points to get to Supersonic Man. So this is a very important combination, in my opinion, with Violent Momentum. This basically gives us a consistent base, since we will have our action skills up all the time because of actually just borrowed time. For bossing, a bunch of points into borrowed time will keep your action skills long enough with Supersonic Man and the extra projectiles and the whole 9. You just put it all together, and this gives us good damage for bossing. So this is the skill tree I ended up going with, like I said. And yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it for this build video. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet. These were just my first thoughts and the first build I could put together with the class mod. I'm actually interested in trying to make a good Cyan red build and bossing builds with this class mod. It definitely seems like there's going to be a very good bossing build using the bonus elements, and that might be what I'm working on next. Anyways, guys, tell me in the comment section down below if you like this class mod or not. Is it good? Is it bad? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions when it comes to this class mod. Personally, I'm excited to see what I can do and what we can make of the Conductor. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and help us reach our goal of 20,000 subscribers by the end of April. It would be insane if we could do that. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.